Officials are investigating why a masked gunman opened fire at a federal courthouse in Dallas. Federal officers shot and killed a man after he approached the entrance of a federal courthouse Monday morning. CBS This Morning national correspondent Jericka Duncan reports.
It took just seconds for federal agents to confront the gunman who opened fire outside a busy federal courthouse in Dallas on Monday.
But for the actions of the Federal Protective Service officers, this likely would have been a very deadly incident.
Officers shot and killed the shooter, identified as Brian Isaac Clyde. Tom Fox, a photographer with the Dallas Morning News, was hiding just steps away from the shooter outside the building.
No, he didn't go past me.
Fox captured this photograph of the gunman clad in tactical gear, holding a high-powered rifle with more than 150 rounds of ammunition.
Just pray that he didn't walk past me, because I'm in plain sight. And if he saw me sitting there with a camera, I have no doubt he would have shot me.
Just feet from the shooting, about 2 hours later, as a precaution, the bomb squad detonated controlled explosions on a vehicle believed to be tied to the gunman. The FBI is now reviewing his military history and posts on social media, which feature weapons. Clyde served as an infantryman for 18 months before graduating from college in May.
We have more than 200 FBI agents and partners aggressively pursuing every lead in this investigation in order to identify his family members, associates, and try to get to the bottom of what the motive was.
And Jericka Duncan is joining us now from Dallas. So, Jericka, was anyone else besides the shooter hurt during the shootout?
We know that one person was hurt, and she was actually taking cover, but she suffered minor injuries. So, as we mentioned on our earlier morning broadcast, when you really think about the scope of people that were in this area, more than 300 people in the building, it is a godsend that we're only talking about one fatality, and that is the shooter, and just one person suffering a minor injury.
Oh, yeah. I mean, when we saw that photo that was taken and we saw the distance that the photographer was from the shooter, he was basically right in front of him. I cannot believe he wasn't shot, right. Much less anyone else. So what do police know about this gunman so far? We saw in your story that he was in the military.
Yeah, police at this time, in terms of what they're telling us, 22 years old, military background. He had just graduated from college in Del Mar College in Corpus Christi. This is someone who had a number of posts on social media, on Facebook accounts, very disturbing. Some of that stuff is still up on YouTube. Facebook has since taken that information down. We suspect police know a lot more than we do at this time. Of course, they raided the gunman's home yesterday, but are not disclosing what information they found. But by all accounts, this was a disturbed individual who ranted about a storm is coming, along with other things that we can't even really report or wouldn't want to promote, so to speak. But someone that, again, just, you wonder what causes someone to do something like this. We'll never really know. So police are relying on what he's already said on social media, on his Facebook account and other places. The Dallas Morning News did speak to some people who served in the military with him. One person described him as kind and gentle. Another person said that he was infatuated with guns and medieval weapons, but they didn't think that was necessarily a red flag. A lot of people in the military, appreciate guns and have families or come from families, I should say, that are in the military. So they didn't think anything was necessarily odd about that. But Anne-Marie and Vlad, I tell you what, even though Facebook took some of those videos down, some of those videos that he posted are still available, and they are extremely disturbing.
We've covered, a similar shooting that had happened in Dallas before. I'm wondering how police and if police have sort of fine-tuned their tactics when it comes to sort of shutting something like this down, because they were able to bring this to an end relatively quickly.
Right. I think this is a great example of just that. I mean, July of 2016, 5 police officers were shot. They were ambushed. Along with the gunman, they were able to kill the gunman, but that still hits very close to home for people. There was an article, in fact, in the Dallas Morning News about that and just the echoes of that day and people hysterical and rushing about. This is something in which, the federal agents tasked with taking care and protecting this building were able to take out the threat within a matter of minutes. So you have people without a doubt that are thinking about what happened not too long ago, 3 years ago, when 5 police officers in this area were shot and killed by a gunman.
Yeah. All right, Jericka, thank you very much.